The role of mentoring in a young business like ours has been pivotal. It has absolutely been vital at every stage of the business. And actually, we've been very fortunate, both in the company and outside of the company, to get access to some fantastic leaders to be able to provide that insight. There are a number of mentoring programs that I personally and the business have been through that have elevated us to what a wide number of people would call us one of the highest potential young startups in Europe, and certainly have enough credibility in facts and records to prove that. We have, I suppose one of the most poignant ones has been the New York City Venture Fellows program, which was initiated by Mayor Bloomberg and Sir Martin Sorrell and Union Square Ventures over in New York. And essentially it was the idea to try and bring some of the world's leading tech businesses or leading startups and get them to set up shop in New York. So previous examples are Jack Dorsey from Square, he's a fellow on the program like myself, and then a whole range of others. So the founders of Warby Partners were in this year's alumni. But with that, obviously through the alumni of that program, you get a wonderful support network. But with that, they were also able to provide 3 extremely high caliber mentors. These aren't non-execs. These aren't people who are going to, pat you on the shoulder or give you a shoulder to cry on. But these are people who will give you constructive advice when you need it on their subject matters of expertise. For example, we had, and certainly one was a managing director of an investment bank, a VC investment bank. And actually, as a young business will know, when you're going through that fundraising process, having an open ear and an impartial ear who can really tell you the realisms or the shortcomings of whether your pitch or your valuations or the term sheet is worth its weight in gold. Secondly, the other was very much more, he was global head of McKinsey's investment practice, and from a strategic point of view, from a business operation model and operational perspective, was just able to shine light on it that only years of experience can bring. The way that we tried to maximize the support for the mentoring was really try and be very specific about what it is that we required. Now we're a high growth young company, and for us, what we see is the sort of 3 C's of mentoring, or certainly in the startup world, it comes down to cash because everyone's trying to raise money, contacts because they'll either introduce you to clients or other great team members or people who can give you money. And then credibility, which will help you, through either press or awards or actually just through being associated with someone who's been there and done that, who then is in turn taking the time to invest in you, not financially, just emotionally and personally take the time to be associated with you, were really the areas that we could see the most benefit. And for each of those areas, we worked out from the various mentors that we were spending time with in a very transparent fashion, because to be a mentor is a completely altruistic thing, and that is something it requires a level of open and honesty in each part. And then we were able to say, okay, here's what I can do, and here's actually something that goes beyond our reach, or actually I don't know this person, but I do know someone who can, and then the mentor circle will open up to you. So eventually you'd be able to pinpoint the areas that you wanted to really go. But certainly in terms of just being specific and open and honest about what it is that you're trying to get out of it, were certainly the biggest advantages to us. I think if you're a fast-growing company, then it's certainly worth considering being part of a mentor program. Or actually, what you should be asking yourself is, why not be part of a mentoring program? We are all time poor, but actually the ability for a young entrepreneur or a young business leader or even an older business leader to take an hour back and discuss it with someone who has been there or has a different insight is invaluable to a business and can really provide that fresh perspective, the rejuvenation of enthusiasm for the business, and just a free-flowing exchange of ideas. It's a voluntary process. You will only get into it as much as you want, but like certainly with all entrepreneurship, you've got to throw your hat in the ring if you want to. I don't know if that makes sense, but you've got to take that first step forward. Otherwise, you're never going to get in the ring.